Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast today. The African American Cultural Garden Project and design was unveiled at Cleveland City Hall ceremony last Wednesday, December the 7th. Ward 8 Councilman and member of the African American Cultural Garden Task Force, Jeff Johnson, is here, along with the design architect, Daniel Bickerstaff. They're going to tell us more about this wonderful, wonderful project. Later on, we will hear from Stuart Muzinski of Purple America. And later in the broadcast after that, author Keisha McMillian and South Euclid Councilwoman Ruth Gray will discuss the celebration of Kwanzaa. Good morning again. I'm Leon Bibb. This is Kaleidoscope, and so we beginning with my good friend Jeff Johnson, City Councilman from City of Cleveland, and my good friend Daniel Bickerstaff. Good to have you both. He's an architect over there, helping us on a wonderful project. Good to see you.
Great to be back.
Tell me about this African American Cultural Garden Project, which is going to be built right there in your ward in the Glenville area.
In the Glenville area, we're very excited. You know, back in 1977, then Mayor George Voinovich dedicated, along with Booker Tall, who led the way. We got a piece of land, 4 acres, designated to do a garden that would represent the African American experience in America. And but up until now, we had not had a design. So we finally, through a lot of stops and starts, finally have a great design with a great fundraising effort. So we were excited about that.
And Daniel Bickerstaff is the founder and principal architect for Ubiquitous Design. Good to have you with us, architect.
Thank you.
Tell me about your involvement in this now.
You know, my involvement began in 2007 upon receiving a letter from Mayor Jackson and then Councilwoman Scott. And I was very humbled to receive that, to be part of the task force team to develop the plan. And subsequent to our involvement, we proceeded and came up with an idea focusing on our past, present, and future in terms of our African American heritage. And after analyzing the site, given the fact that there's a 30-foot differential from MLK to Willock, I chose to embrace that differential and focus on involving the neighborhood in the project as opposed to focusing on the vehicular traffic along MLK.
Let me set the stage for the Cultural Gardens. A lot of people may not even know this is one of the most wonderful places you will ever see on the earth. And they run the Cultural Gardens representing the people who've moved to Cleveland, the various ethnic groups, all kinds of ethnic groups. And there are Cultural Gardens which have existed since the 1930s, basically. And they run roughly from Lake Erie all the way to University Circle on Martin Luther King Drive and on East Boulevard, on 2 levels in the Glenville area of Cleveland, on the east side of Cleveland. We're looking at a picture right here. Now, Daniel Bickerstaff, this is your idea. This is what you want it to look like. Tell me what we're looking at.
Correct. Leon, as you can see at the top of the image, there's a structure which we named the Doorway of No Return, speaking to our past heritage in the pavilion along Wheelock Avenue. So we focused on the departure of our people from Africa and the experience that they went through back in the 1600s. And that was something that was very profound during our research that I wanted to articulate in a graceful way. Not in a way that we would have balls and chains or anything of that nature.
Jeff, give me your thoughts on this. This will be built right around the corner from where you live. This is right off Martin Luther King Drive, right there near the underpass of St. Clair Avenue.
St. Clair Underpass. First of all, the design is a wonderful design because it has a waterfall that, I mean, it's a beautiful black granite, and then there's descriptions describing different types of African American experience. I love it because it allows for folks in my area and outside of my area to actually use it. The gardens need to be used, just viewed. Many gardens are used for weddings, for special events, so we wanted to do something that allows for a wedding to be done over there, or anyone who wants to do an event, because the city will own it. You know, there's 27 gardens over there, and so it's being built to be used, not just to be like a museum piece.
It will join the gardens for the Chinese and the Russians and the Italians and the Polish, and there's the Hebrew garden, the German garden, the British garden. I've been in them, all of them. You're excited about this. Now, what kind of money do we need for this to happen? We've got wonderful pictures here, but we want to put some flesh on the bone.
That's right. Yeah. Presently, the budget is approximately $2 million with a $200,000 overhead and profit. for contingency, as well as a $700,000 endowment for maintenance.
So where do we get this money, Jeff Johnson?
Well, Andrew Jackson, who is our chair of the task force, and let me just say that Mayor Jackson in 2006 created the task force that ultimately has led to us having the unveiling, and we want to give credit with Mayor Jackson and the task force. I've sat on in my predecessor. So we're going to go to the African American community. We're going to the business community, the foundations. We have a very elaborate approach to it, and we've already been getting calls back to say they're on board. So we're excited about it. We think we'll do it. Now we will break ground in fall of 2012. Yeah. And it's to be completed fall of 2013.
To be built right along Martin Luther King Drive, right near the St. Clair overpass, right there at the bridge. You're excited about this, architect Daniel Bickerstaff. What was it that drew you in?
One of the exciting things about the design of this particular monument was the process. We approached the design without any preconceived notions or ideas. We spent approximately 6 months doing research on our heritage before even drawing one single sketch. And one of the inspirational features that impacted me was actually a poem by an individual named Daniel Beatty. And it was called Knock Knock. And if anyone can actually Google that and find out information.
Knock Knock?
Correct.
We'll look up that poem. But I'm going to give a phone number because we want to put that out where people can get more information. And you can also find where you can send your donations. You can count on me for money. I'm going to write a check for this.
Thank you.
I'm going to write a check for this one. 216-344-9966. More information on everything we're going to talk about. And as we break ground, we're going to be covering this thing. I'm going to be involved in
that's
this.
Your home neighborhood.
That's my home turf, the Glenville area. And the cultural gardens are among my favorite places in the entire world. And I've been all over the world. They are absolutely wonderful. And we are going to add another garden.
Thank you.
Dedicated to the African American Cultural Garden. Isn't that wonderful?
Outstanding.
Gentlemen, thank you for being on the broadcast. We will continue to follow the story.
Tk you for having me.
This is just chapter 1.
Absolutely.
Many chapters to be read and written. 344-9966. Jeff Johnson, Daniel Bickerstaff, many thanks.
Thank you.
I'm going to take a break right now. This is Kaleidoscope. I'll be back with Stuart Mrzinski after this. Good to have you with us on Kaleidoscope today. Established some 20 years ago, Purple America, as it's called, teaches young people to develop a culture of kindness, respect, and caring in their schools. Its founder, Stuart Mrzinski, will share more about Purple America and explain how young people can get involved. Good to have you with us, Stuart. As always, good to see you.
How are you doing?
Okay, just fine. So you're wearing your cap which says "Searching for Values" right across the band.
And I am searching for values. Actually, Project Love was started as a nonprofit close to 20 years ago, and 4 years ago, we created this Purple America National Values Initiative because we saw something that we were very concerned about. We saw America thinking that America was terribly divided into red camps and blue camps.
Red states, blue states.
However, we had been training by that point almost 40,000 teenagers in schools throughout Northeast Ohio. And we didn't see that splintering among the young people. We saw, in fact, when you got young people together, they talked about their hopes and dreams. They talked about their values. And there was an enormous reservoir of shared values and commonality among them. So we went around the country to 8 communities, and we interviewed almost 1,000 Americans on the streets of America. And we asked them 2 things. What are the values that connect Americans, and what do Americans stand for? And we got common answers in all of those communities, and that's how Purple America started.
And purple, combining the red and the blue, you mix them together and you got a purple.
And then we were very fortunate that the National Education Association, with their 3.2 million teacher members, jumped on board of Purple America, and that's where we are today. In the meantime, we've had even more splintering, and now we have the Occupy movement, and we have the Tea Party movement, and this party and that party, and the Coffee Party, and this splinter. And Purple America is designed to get Americans back to the conversation, whether it is in schools, whether it is in our communities, whether it is in our businesses, and to have a dialogue around our shared DNA, the values of America, we discovered the following values on the streets of America: equality, faith, family, freedom, love and respect, self-expression, doing the right thing, community, giving back, the good life, opportunity, and success.
And we need to be building on those values, which are part of the bedrock of any civilization, any society.
And this is not Republican values or Democratic values or conservative values or liberal values. These are America's values. We've gotten away from those values. Leon, when was the last time you ever heard of the First Lady being booed in the United States of America?
I was appalled when that happened to the First Lady, Mrs. Obama, the other day down at the at an automobile race down in the southeastern part of the United States. I was actually appalled at that. I've never seen that before.
No.
So what do we need to do now? People want to say, how can they get involved with Purple America? What do you want our public out there to do?
Well, you can go, number one, go onto the Purple America website, purpleamerica.us. Add your voice. You could add your voice to our blog. Every single week we have a blog. We have guest bloggers. Add your voice. Number two, sign the Purple America Pledge to honor conversation over conflict, to use these values in your daily life. Number three, contact your congressperson and ask them to sign the pledge.
Do you see that we have gotten to the point where we are not as civil as we used to be? I mean, in our conversations on the street, we don't respect each other enough. Enough people do not respect others enough.
It's a slippery slope that we've been going down ever since we started Project Love 20 years ago. We've noticed that America's been going down this slippery slope of incivility, but it's gotten worse because now the incivility is coupled by you're evil and I'm good. That's the attitude, and then that even heightens the incivility.
Yeah, that raises the ante.
So we need to get back to a common ground. You know, is there a bridge? And that's exactly what we're trying to do.
So you're going to be pushing this for a long while now.
Yeah, we're pushing it all over the country. We're pushing it in America's schools. This conversation is going to be led by America's teachers, by 3.2 million teachers. We're putting together business leaders who are going to have this conversation in businesses, and we're having 7 values forums throughout the United States, one of which is going to be in Cleveland, on different aspects, different industries, different parts of the community to establish this common ground.
We've got a phone number on the screen where you can get more information, 593-0020. That's in the 216 area code, 593-0020, or you can go to purpleamerica.us, purpleamerica.us.
Or Facebook, purpleamerica.us.
You want people to sign the pledge, but mostly you want people to think about this.
Exactly.
How to be more civil, how to get along with your neighbor. We don't have to really like each other, but I guess we need to love each other.
We have to respect each other, and we have to be civil to each other, and we have to live the values of America that made our country great. Otherwise, this country is going to get more and more disintegrated.
We will sink together or swim together. Whatever we do, it will be together.
I remember somebody saying to me that no matter whether somebody was rich or poor, whether they had the bottom tier of the Titanic or the top tier of the Titanic, they all went down together.
They all went down. Isn't that the truth? Many thanks, Stuart Mazinski. He's founder of Purple America. Thanks, Stuart. Always good to see you, my friend.
Great to see you. You're doing a great job.
And so are you. We appreciate you being on the broadcast.
Thank you.
And talking about Purple America. I'm going to take a break in a moment. We're going to return. We'll talk about Kwanzaa. It begins on December the 26th. Back in a moment. You're in touch with Kaleidoscope, and glad to have you here. The city of South Euclid and the McMillian family both are collaborating this year for a Kwanzaa celebration, which is free and open to the public, we might add. South Euclid City Councilwoman Ruth Gray is here, sitting on the left there, and author Keisha McMillian is also here to tell us more about this event. Good to have you both with us.
Thank you for having us.
Keisha, you're a regular here, always talking about Kwanzaa. Every year we always have you talking about Kwanzaa, the McMillian family Kwanzaa celebration guide. little book that your family has put out that we often talk about. Yes. Tell me, remind us what Kwanzaa is.
Kwanzaa is an African-American holiday. It starts on December 26th. The first principle we will be celebrating, unity. So Kwanzaa was developed by Dr. Malana Karinga, and it was an opportunity to get African Americans and other people together to celebrate our heritage and our legacy.
It's kind of like a harvest celebration. It's not a religious celebration at all. It's kind of like a harvest celebration. I always think about it.
Yes, it is.
The day after Christmas.
Day after Christmas, first day, 7 days from that day, starting on the 26th all the way to the 1st, and we light candles and we acknowledge our ancestors and we celebrate the good harvest that we have placed out for that year.
And talk about the important things in life like unity and family and things like that. It's all positive. Well, let's bring into the conversation Ruth Gray, a councilwoman from the city of South Euclid. Hello, Councilwoman Gray.
Hello.
Hey, tell me about South Euclid's involvement in this now.
Well, South Euclid, we want to make sure that we continue to support programs like this and things that embrace the community, that focus on educating and empowering our youth to become very productive members of our citizenry, and to instill values.
You're having a big event too that you're here to plug, and I'm going to hold up a little flyer here. Maybe we can get a shot of this on camera number 3 as Keisha McMillian tells us about this event.
Well, the celebration for us will be at the Greenmont Party Center. We will celebrate using all of the principles, all 7, but we'll focus on unity. We will acknowledge people in the community who exhibit these principles, which are unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith.
And that's going to be at the Greenmont Party Center.
Greenmont Party Center, December 26th from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock. It is totally free. We're welcoming all to that place.
And if you didn't see it on that flyer, I will let you know it's at 800 South Green Road. If memory serves me correct, I was there the other day. It's at the corner of Green Road and Monticello.
That's correct.
Green Road and Monticello in South Euclid.
Yes.
Ruth Gray, what do you want people to take away with them once they go to this celebration where the theme is Voices in Unity?
Well, I want them to take away, in fact, that together we can do everything we want to do. If we want to build a better community, that we have what we need to do it. And so I want people to come away with understanding of what purpose is, what our mission is, and what we should be doing to improve our community and make sure that our families are stable, viable, and we provide our children with the tools and resources they need to thrive.
If we want to build an African-American cultural garden, as we talked about with the gentleman at the top of this broadcast, we can do that. And if we want to get together and do the kinds of things that Purple America was talking about with Stuart Mazinski, talking about living civil lives and good lives, we can do that as well. That's all in Kwanzaa, isn't it? All those kinds of things.
Collective work and responsibility. If we want to see a change, we have to be a part of it.
You've been doing this for some years now, the McMillian family. I mean, you've got this celebration guide. And by the way, this is available for purchase, I'm certain. Where can people find this? Well, it kind of helps people celebrate Kwanzaa and tells you how to do it.
Exactly. You can celebrate it as a family or within the community. If you give a call to 216-321-1539, you will be able to purchase this book. It is a wonderful guide, but what we've been able to do, and the reason we've done Kwanzaa for so many years, is because we see that the values are so important for us to study and really live throughout the year.
If we ever needed to talk about values, I think we need to talk about it right now, if I can throw in my little commentary.
Yes.
I mean, we're at a point now where we need to talk about a lot of things like that. And you're going to be talking about all those things at your celebration. Once again, it's going to be Monday the 26th. Starts at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and goes until 8 o'clock at the Greenmount Party Center, which is at 800 South Green Road. That's the day after Christmas. It's Monday, December the 26th. Open to everybody and anybody.
Yes.
If you want to do the right thing, just come there.
That's correct.
And the theme will be Voices in Unity.
We'll have a great dinner for you by Ivy Iverson, and we'll also have food, entertainment, games, activities for the whole family.
And the city of South Euclid is greatly involved in all of this, right, Councilwoman Ruth Gray?
Yes, we are involved.
Okay, well, good to have you both on the broadcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, tell everybody in the McMillian family we said hi.
We certainly
and tell
will.
everybody at South Euclid we said hi.
I certainly will.
Thank you very much. Good to
Thank
have you
you
on the broadcast. Monday, December the 26th, Greenmount Party Center, 800 South Euclid, South Green Road, starts at 4 o'clock. I'm going to take a break. In a moment, we'll return. Danielle Lockhart of the Urban League is going to be here. She's going to talk about the HBCU College Tour after this. Good to have you back with Kaleidoscope. We're talking now to Danielle Jones Lockhart of the Urban League, Director of Education at the Urban League, talking about what's called the HBCU Tour. And tell us what HBCU means.
Historically Black colleges and universities.
We take the kids, the high school kids, on a tour of those colleges.
Yes.
Kind of get them thinking college.
Get them thinking college and hopefully enrolling in college. That's the goal, especially for our upperclassmen. We're not looking just to expose young people. We want to have them make this part of their post-high school plan, and when they go on the tour, they're able to see public, private, large, and small schools so that they can get a sense of where they best fit.
Yeah, you've got a northern tour and a southern tour where they can pick them.
Southern and deeper southern this time.
Deep
southern, yeah.
Deep south and south.
And south. We're going all the way down to the tip of Florida this time.
Good.
Yes, so it's going to be very exciting.
I see your dates are April the 4th through April the 8th through the 14th.
Yes.
And for this $550, which seems like a lot, but what you get for this is absolutely wonderful.
Yes.
The kids get something. What do they get?
Exactly. Well, the $550 covers their transportation all around the country, because we're going over several states. Their hotel stays, hot breakfast every day, all the paraphernalia, a reference book, all the activities that we do when we're on tour, so they don't have to worry about any of that. They get on the bus and all that's taken care of. They do unfortunately have to take care of lunch and dinner, but this is our 25th year, so we're looking for people to support the tour this year so we can make it even more robust than it has been in the last years, so that we can offset the cost to the families even further.
And in our final 10 seconds, I've got to say these tours are about 8 schools on one tour and about 9 or so on the other.
Yes, both culminating in Atlanta.
Call the Urban League, 622-0999. That's going to do it for us. Be well.
Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.